and welcome back to Virgo season. This is your reading and it is for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. I'm Natalie Neumann and I'm an artist and tarot card practitioner and something you could call a hedge witch. I don't fancy the word witch because it means so much to so many people, but all I'm saying is that I'm a holistic medicine practitioner, so to say, and that I'm very interested in the mystic. And I don't know if there is a general term that you know what to call that, please tell me. Anyway, this is your monthly reading and we will get straight into it. Libra, if I feel into you, things are a little bit confusing. You feel confused. You feel like there is a goal and there is a target and there is something out there where you feel like you should reach that, but it's not really clear. Virgo season is here for you. It will definitely help you gain more clarity, become more proactive. You will walk out of this season feeling totally amazing. You have been struggling with clarity and with self-definition. Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you in your life right now? And all of this becomes very clear within the month of September and then following your season. Ooh. Jumpy. Yeah, here is the confusion. If you don't know where to go, you play dead, or you distract yourself, you procrastinate. And I feel like this is something that has been happening in the past, something that you did as a means of self-protection when you are overwhelmed. And this is not just now, but this is something that you generally like to do. And so you feel like this kind of procrastination has been really hurting you and you really want to grow out of it. So you really are over it. You're working on it right now. Following that, so you really have to marry your own interest, your own passion, your own business, your own calling. Marry it. And what does marrying mean? Marrying means you stick with it in good times and bad times. So it doesn't really help you to go crazy worrying about whatever happens when things go wrong. Marriage goes through the bad times as well. It's not like, oh, this isn't working out and I'm gone. Even though this is what some people consider to be a marriage, and then they leave and remarry and they get triggered in the same points and then they remarry, and you get the point. But marrying yourself is something entirely different because you cannot divorce from yourself. Well, you can. Some people do. That would be if you are catering yourself through an addiction. Yeah, procrastination can be self-harming. Anything that really keeps you from becoming yourself. That can be an excessive amount of watching movies and Netflix series and everything that just distracts you from your job, your calling. So you marry that. You really see that this is something you need to grow into and act, and you shall be rewarded inwardly. I don't see that, well, maybe outwardly too. Maybe your partner is a little bit happier because you're becoming that radiant sun up here, since you are so in yourself, in your own commitment, that this even further after the marriage to yourself, you're able to marry on the outside as well. So you bring that kind of inner love to other people as well as your business. So I don't see that this is just humans or animals or plants. This is your whole life sphere, everything that is in your life. And then you start to juggle. So while you may feel like you don't have the resources, or you feel like there is scarcity, there's not enough, or there's so much going on, again, we come to the overwhelm, the next wave, where your initial reaction would be, again, to just withdraw and procrastinate, but something has changed within you, and so you start to juggle. You start to act differently than you have before because you are so empowered by the way you think about yourself. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I get goosebumps. This is really a great development for you, Libra. good. So good. So good. So you're able to juggle through these emotions. Even if there is a dip, even if there is chaos, you are way better equipped to go through it. And the next big card of acting, more energy, bringing it into life, bringing your projects forward, bringing your self-sufficiency forward, bringing your love life forward. Everything is moving. You're up on the horse and you're like, everything is very, very active, very proactive. If you've seen the general all signs reading, you know that Virgo season this time around is very much get things done. You're no exception. You are in the midst of that kind of energy. You really see how you're acting differently, how you carry yourself differently, and that gives you even more motivation to stay on the path. Now in the middle of the season, and this is where the strict mother sort of comes in. So while you are as enthusiastic as you are and you're acting out and you're being proactive, certain things need to be said to certain people. You will know who I mean when you are in the middle of the season. We are now somewhere around the 14th. We're now somewhere around the full moon. Some things that you wouldn't have dared to say suddenly find their way out of your mouth because you are so much more confident in yourself that you are able to speak the truth to people who really don't want to hear it, but you tell them nonetheless. It's not always kind, but you feel like if you sugarcoat your message, it will not reach them. So that is something that is very urgent for you that you need to convey. I feel it's a very personal message. It's got something to do with the relationship, a friendship that you have, or so you thought, and it's not. Maybe there are certain business people who you had contracts with or projects with who are like all smiley in your face, but it's not really working, and you have to tell them that you don't want to work with them anymore. Something like that. Something like that is coming up, but it's not hurting you. On the contrary, you have the self-awareness now and the self-love to really walk through that. And here we have the devil. Well, it would have been too much smooth sailing if it wasn't for that. So here again, we have Libra. Your weak spot is the people pleaser. Your weak spot is being afraid of hurting others. So while you speak your truth here, later on there will be doubts. Should I have said that? Should I have formed that more friendly? Should I have sugarcoated it more? La 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 la. So many thoughts about that. You really doubt yourself, and of course that's just natural because there's no growth without really knowing how to sail through a storm. And this is the storm. This is your self-doubt. And self-doubt is just what keeps you going back to, oh well, it's all too much. I don't want to think about it. The challenge is there. But it's all inward, it's all mental. It's all your negative self-talk. Because in reality, everything is just fine. Everything is so well. What I get here is sort of like if you know Harry Potter and if you know what a Patronus is. A Patronus is a very, very happy memory that gets you through times where you feel desperate and depressed and cold and isolated. And this is what you need. You need a memory, a vision, an intention, that kind of North Star that you look to where your goal is, where you feel happy. You feel that kind of, oh, this is the right path. And this is what you need in order to get out of that devil kind of situation, out of that negative self-talk. So get yourself a Patronus. If you know what a Patronus is, leave me your Patronus below. I'm curious what kind of animal it is. And then we have the Magician. Yes, you're back on your horse. You're back in the game. This is where it gets juicy. If you have overcome the inner negativity, the inner negative quarrel, you have everything at your hands. You really are able to produce some kind of magic. Whatever you want to conjure up, it's going to be there. So let's see, what should you focus on? We're slowly moving towards Libra season. What is it? What are you focusing on? You're focusing on stopping the people pleaser. So while you are in your self-sufficiency, people will think you're going crazy. It's not a good idea. It might even be your negative self-talk. That is what you have to tackle. It has to be not not of importance. You just have to really, in German you say, es muss wurscht sein. It has to be worst. It has to be, so not important what other people think and how they judge you and what they see in your project of how it's going to work and not going to work. You have to clear everything out. You have to be fine with everyone around you gossiping about you. Doesn't matter. You're on your path, you move on. So this is what you can overcome. And here we have the classic Virgo card. This is the kind of motherly energy, the personal motherly energy that I talked about in the All Signs reading. I really encourage you to look at that so you know what that means. It's really that kind of inner rest, that kind of personal embrace, safety. All of this will come to you if you stop people pleasing, and you will overcome that because you have everything in your hand. And this is where the Patronus again becomes very handy. But you're so safe in yourself right now. And there's the Happy Family card. Oh Libra, this is so good. Okay, let's look at the cards as I see them. Okay Libra, here we are back again. This is your reading, and now let's look at the cards in detail. Procrastination. This really is you when you feel overwhelmed, when you do not want to look at the things that are kind of icky, everything that isn't harmonious, go to sleep. You watch a lot of movies, you play games, you do everything, you even clean the house before you get to the things that you need to do or you need to overcome. And this is an old pattern of yours that you are going to overcome in this Virgo season. This Virgo season really gives you the self-love and the insight that you're able to just marry yourself in the good and the bad times. So every trait of yourself that you love or you don't love, that you like or don't like, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you bring it into action, you bring it into your life, you really live your vision. And this season really gives you the insight and the power to just live with yourself, but in a very positive way. And this is not only positive for you, it's positive for everyone around you. So if you look at the whole field, the lovers come up, and the lovers is not just romantically, although it could be very positive for your partner as well. This is everyone and everything around you. So this kind of marriage here really spreads in every section, in every part of your life, and you get some new abilities. So when things get a little bit rough, things get chaotic, you're being tested, and you suddenly start to juggle. Look at this, nothing falls down. This guy could juggle this eternally. We have the lying 8 here. This is where you have a new habit of reacting to things. Like earlier on, it would have been this guy here. Now you're acting like this. This is so good. That's a big change, a big improvement for you, Libra. You guys are like, if you are seeing results, you're even more motivated to go forward. So this is where you even more bring things into action. You have more energy. You're able to realize more and more on your vision, on the path that you are on right now. So this really is a good card. And then of course, nothing is ever smooth sailing, totally. So this is where you're being challenged to question the people pleaser. There are certain people, I feel this is business related or sometimes family related, where you feel like you haven't been heard for a really long time because you're just so friendly. And this is over now. You're done with just keeping the water smooth without you having any benefit from it. It's more like it's emotional pressure that is going to be released here. Some things just really need to be said and be out in the open so that you become free. We're just having a little detour. I feel like this is happening before Saturn goes direct in Capricorn, or even during that. There's the little challenge of the people pleaser coming back up again because you're having self-doubt. You feel like you could have been friendlier here. You feel like maybe this is altogether the wrong choice. Maybe it's not working out. You see like these two down here and the lovers up here they're pretty similar if you look at them. So you feel like those entanglements, those kind of relationship, friendship, business entanglements, you sometimes feel weighted down by them because you feel like if you're not the one making amendments, if you're not the one compensating, nobody will, and la 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 la, and there's lots of negative self-talk about yourself and the other person or the other people, and this has got to stop. And this is where, as I've said, the Patronus comes in, because in reality everything is just blissfully fine. You have to focus on the positive, and the positive outcome is that things really are so beautiful. They're so beautiful that you're so emotionally free. Remember what happens up here, remember what happened up here, and bring it into reality, bring it into your consciousness again. Remember what you promised yourself up here and how big that already resulted in something positive like this here or this here. So really, that is a positive memory that you have to cling to get over the devil card in that case. And swoop-de-whoop, once you realize that you are the magician, once you realize that that happy memory, that happy vision, that great vision that you have for yourself, and that self-reverence, that self-love is actually working, you become the magician. Everything that you touch, everything that you need to work further on yourself. See, we have the 8 up here over his head, and we have the 8 here. So there is a lot of symbolism up here. You really are able to take on everything that you were too afraid to do. The main thing that you were able to change is, of course, as I've mentioned before many times, the people-pleasing facet. And the people-pleaser is somebody who is afraid of discussions, afraid of quarreling, afraid of resistance, and this is the ultimate resistance. So there will be a little bit of judgment towards you and the way you changed and the way you suddenly radically act positively. People might think you've gone insane, or you become a little bit unfriendly because you're just not willing to take some kind of bullshit anymore. This is where in the All Signs reading I also said people might think that you are really rude and unfriendly, but it has its reasons and it's very necessary for you, so you can become this person here, which is to me the Mother Mary. This is the kind of mother who takes care of the things and care of the people who are really important to them personally. This is not the cosmic mother. This is really the personal, the inner mother, the mother that nurtures whatever is important to her. In this case, it's the pentacle, and really sit with it, look at it, look how it grows. And it grows even more. It grows into the 10 of Pentacles, the ultimate happy family card. You really are able to see how from a 2 of Pentacles, you grow into a 10 of Pentacles. Whatever you dreamed of, whatever your vision is, it really starts to become true, and you can see it, you can feel it, and you become so happy. And after that, it's your season, it's your birthday season. So if that isn't a good reading, I don't know what is. So Libra, this has been your reading. What a gorgeous reading that was. If you're interested in having a private reading, check out the link to my homepage below and anything else. Oh yeah, please don't forget to check out not only your sun sign, but also your moon and rising. If you don't know what your moon and rising are, there are tons and tons of calculators out there. But if you're really interested, there I also offer birth charts. So again, just look at the homepage, everything is there. I think that was it. Yeah. So we will see each other again in your birthday season. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.